SCV in the back of Sergeant's base, so we will be able to see basically everything that he wants to. He could probably even get it out alive. Nope, there's a Stalker. That SCV is going to die really quickly.
The Sergeant is going 3-gate at this moment. He probably should be making a sentry out of his gateway right now. He definitely needs to be making units from all of his gateways pretty much at all times. There is a sentry coming now, almost as if he heard me. He's also going to start scouting with that Stalker, taking out the CV at the southern Zelnaga Tower. We do have concussive shells is about to finish, and already there are 7 Marines and 2 Marauders now heading its way to the east towards Sergeant's base, and it's going to be very difficult. He's only got a sentry and a Stalker right now, but he's got another Stalker and a sentry coming out. It's going to be really, really hard for him to stop this torrent, although, I don't know. It's going to come down to microing, basically, from Sergeant.
Yeah, Warp Gate Tech is coming out right now. Yeah, this is gonna be really difficult for Sergeant to hold off, I think.
If he had built a robo facility than that 3rd gateway.
Oh no, Sergeant's
yeah,
also
he's supply blocked right now. That's gonna make it a lot harder. Another Marauder and another Marine, or 2 more Marines rather, headed over. Is he making another Marauder and another Marauder? Yeah. So we're looking at a very powerful. Well, it's gonna be a powerful push. Oh, can they get through there? I think they can. He just warped in 3 more Stalkers.
Would Stalkers be the best thing in this situation? Probably
not against the. Well, I mean, if he has another Marauder or 2 out, then they're not going to be that great. It's all going to come down to positioning, though. He's got his units split up a little bit so he can get as many shots off as he possibly can. He's got a 4th gateway coming up as well. He's also he should be chrono boosting. He has been chrono boosting. That's pretty good. So he does have 4 sentries out. He does have a couple of force fields that he can use.
Yeah, actually, I think he should be fine against this. Although
it came down to Terror actually. Yeah, Terror pushed a little bit later than he should have. At the time when he first started moving his way over to the east, there was only a Stalker and a sentry out, and with another Stalker and sentry coming out, and Warp Gate was just finishing. So if he had actually hit right then, he would have been better off. But he waited a while. He let Sergeant get a couple of extra rounds of warpins down, and he got enough sentries up to force field that choke, so that he couldn't push in. So yeah, so Sergeant has held out that initial attack. Although Terror has had his natural expansion up for quite a bit of time. Looking at the income tab, he's about 400 or 500 minerals up. Although he is getting less gas, but at this point he's going for Marauders and Marines, which aren't too gas heavy. He is throwing down a factory though now, so this is actually kind of a late tech too for Terror. So I'd actually have to say that even though he's 11 or 12, like he's 16 food up at the moment, he's actually behind because of tech. The Twilight Council going up already. Forge. Oh, did he cancel? I thought he was making a robotics facility. Must have canceled it. Yeah. So Sergeant actually canceled his robotics facility. Terror isn't that far behind, but it is kind of a late factory finally going up. He's not going to have any medevacs, obviously, by the time this force from Sergeant gets over to his base.
Stim isn't going to be done either. This is going to be... It looks like it could be pretty difficult to pull off. 2 bunkers going down, but those are going to be destroyed right away. And his forces are not engaging evenly. Oh, big mistake there by Terror. And this is just going to be... It's really going to come down to positioning. This could be quite difficult to pull off. Nice force fields coming out from Sergeant. Terror should be... Oh man, I don't know how to call this. This is going to be really difficult. Not all the forces.
With the Marauders he has, he should have been able to push this off really easily. And then finally he gets his Marauders to attack. Although he is losing most of his forces, but he should be able to hold this off. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, he held it off.
Yeah.
So I knew that was going to happen. The problem right there is that Sergeant definitely needed like 4 or 5 Zealots to tank, especially when all those SCVs were pulled. You want the Zealots attacking the SCVs rather than the SCVs attacking the Stalkers, because Stalkers actually fall pretty quickly to SCVs, strangely enough. So those tanking SCVs did their job right there. Terror managed to hold off that attack, but now he's actually a little bit behind in the income. Well, because of mules, he's actually ahead, but he is behind in harvesters now, 36 to 30. It could go either way, though. I mean, there's the Twilight Council down. He's finished researching Zealot Charge for some reason, even though he doesn't have any Zealots, which I think he should have had if he had in the last fight. I think it would have been GG right there. But he does have Zealot Charge completed now. He is upgrading ground weapons level 1.
Ooh, and he's getting a
There's a Dark Shrine as well. Yeah, there's a Dark Shrine going up. Yeah, right next to the back of his natural, or not his natural, but his main. He's got pretty good saturation right now.
At the front of Terr's base, or at least leading back into the main, there is a missile turret, so he should be just fine against these DTs. They really won't be able to do that much damage unless they're dropped in the back. And even then, they probably won't be able to do that much damage. So I don't know about this decision from Sergeant, at least, you know, knowing what we know. It should help. It should help a bit, but I don't think that it is the best way to invest his minerals and gas. I'd rather see him go after Colossi Tech. They seem to be a lot better against Terran than Dark Templars are, especially since Terran has scans.
At least, well, all right. So at this point, Terr has transitioned into. Oh, actually, the DT is going to get into the base because that he was moving out. There is nothing there to stop this DT except for one Marine. There's also a fight going on now at that southern tower. Speed or charge lots rather are doing quite a bit of damage. They're also being able to tank while those stalkers are able to get some shots off. Finally, that DT is being killed off at that natural. He did manage to take out 2 mules and several other things. Terr did win that fight though at that southern Zelnaga tower, so now he's got a handful of Marauders and Marines and a couple of medevacs just sitting there with that after taking that tower. Another DT is on its way out towards that southern tower. He's actually going to see these 2 medevacs load up before killing off this Marauder that's taking the tower.
Now, Sergeant actually has killed off, checking the unit's kill tab, Sergeant has killed off 23 workers so far, and Terr actually does not have a scan up right now. And every scan that he puts down is a mule that he doesn't get. So he should be just fine against this aggression. There's really no way that Terr can actually put on any sort of aggression without taking huge amounts of damage from these DTs. Able to kill off one of these DTs because of that.
He does have a missile turret over there. I think all he has to do is get them past that missile turret into the main, and it'll do a ton of damage. Of course, he might be switching up now. I don't see really any reason. He actually did just make 2 more Dark Templar. He's also got a Ninja Expo at the 3 o'clock position going down. There is a scouting factory now making its way from Terr. It actually started moving over there a while ago, but now he's actually got it moving over to do some scouting. He's going to see a lot of warp gates. I don't know. I'd like to see Sergeant, though, move on to either High Templar, since he knows that we're dealing with MMM. Either High Templar or Colossus, although he is closer in tech to High Templar. Sidestorm can be so good, and feedback rather can be so good against an MMM ball that he should be going that right now. There is a drop now going down. I'm sorry, go ahead.
He is getting blink, which is not that great. Drop coming down in the main of Sergeant, and Sergeant is actually focusing his stalkers on taking out a factory rather than taking out this drop. DT's coming in here, and they're
going to take out that side core.
Yep. Not before the cyber core goes down, though. And there were some stalkers shooting at a factory over at the natural of Sergeant. I would have liked to see the stalkers go in there and try to take out that drop. It's odd that he just sent in the DTs to deal with it.
Wow, and Terr is actually making his way over to that Ninja expansion with his medevac. He's going to scout that out, and that expansion, not undefendable. Oh, actually, he changed directions to go back. He had it rallied over to that expansion. There's going to be a big fight now. Lots of medevacs, lots of Marines with combat shields and 1-1. Wow, he's actually going to be able to win this no problem. He's actually up by 50 supply, so I don't see. I don't really see anything that Sergeant rather can do to stop this. This should be GG right here. I don't really see any way that Sergeant can stop this. He's down by 50-something food now. Yeah, this is it.
Yep, losing.
He got 1-1 upgrades versus 2-0 upgrades for Sergeant, but there's just not really a whole lot that Sergeant has that'll be able to stop this. He does have a DT, but it gets focused down quickly after his scan. Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't.
And he warped in a DT in the radius of that previous scan and ends up getting it killed before doing any damage with it.
Yeah. This is really just, it's a tough situation for Sergeant. Going DTs against Terran, I personally don't like it when players do that. I prefer that the gas and the minerals are spent, like I said earlier, on Colossus tech. It just seems to be so much more effective. Scans can just take out all of the DTs. And yeah, it looks like Sergeant is going to be going down in just a second, will be eliminated from this tournament, and Tear should be moving on.
Yeah, I personally, if I was playing and I saw that I was dealing with MMM and I had already gone Templar or DT tech, I might have made a couple of DTs and then switched over and gotten Sidestorm as fast as I could, because you cannot understate the importance of good Sidestorms, and actually you can even change it over to making Archons too after you run out of energy. But good Sidestorms and feedbacks are absolutely essential to take care of MMM. So
right,
here we go. Our next game is going to be
Invested
versus Judah Raison in the round of 16 on MLG Test Bug.
Indeed, indeed. We are getting right into it very quickly there. Thank you again to all of our admins, making sure that we get into the games really early, making sure that score reporting goes smoothly, cleaning up the chat, making sure that ridiculous people like Shotgunned aren't allowed to talk. Yeah, we are going to be on Test Bug here. I love this map so much. Test Bug, it's just such a fun map to play on.
Definitely.
Mainly because I'm
the tile set.
It's just good. Oh yeah, the tile set. It's a beautiful map. It's really well done. Whoever did it. Is this a round of... No, this isn't...
This is round of 16.
Round of 16. This is not round of 64, bro. Shotgun just chatted me and told me this is round of 64. Silly guy.
There we go. Invest in Mr. T and Judah Raison. It's a TVT here on MLG Test Bug, round of 16 match. I am Kennedy, and this is my co-caster, Wave of Babies. We will be casting, I believe, up until the round of the semifinals. So we're going to cast this round and next round before I get to take my wife out to dinner and a movie.
What movie are you going to?
We are going to go see Horrible Bosses.
Ah.
I already saw Captain America yesterday, so I don't need to see that again.
How was it?
It was good. It was really good. Although it was really, really hot outside, and thus the theater kept the air conditioning blasting, and I was wearing sandals, so I was freezing my ass off the entire time I was watching the movie. It made it kind of unenjoyable. But yeah, from what I could see without me shivering, it was really, really good.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
So we have Infested Mr. T spawning as our red Terran at the 3 o'clock position, the right position on MLG Test Bug. We also have Judah Raison spawning as the green Terran at the bottom or the 630 position. He is throwing down a supply depot now. Invested Mr. T also throwing down a supply depot. Strangely enough, at the top of their ramps, like they're going to go ahead and wall off the top of their ramps. I don't usually do that. The times that I play Terran, I don't usually wall off if I'm playing against Terran or Protoss. I usually only wall off against those early Zergling rushes from Zerg.
Yeah.
When I play Terran.
Know, last night on the King of the Hill, we saw this really cool thing from whoever was playing. I believe it was Jester was playing last night. He actually got 10 wins in a row, so it was really good play by him. But he did this thing where he would put one supply depot down on each side of the ramp and then leave it open. And the reason that he was doing that, at least as far as I could tell, was if he needed to wall off, he could wall off right away by throwing down a bunker right in between the two. So it was an open wall most of the time, but if he needed to wall it off, he was able to almost instantly. So
yeah,
really
that is a really good idea. So Invested Mr. T putting his barracks, though, also at the top of that ramp. The barracks, though, going down for Judah is on right next to his command center. There, he now has 3 SCVs going to gas. Invested Mr. T also has 3 going to gas. So what do you expect as a Terran player? What do you expect from general? What is the standard TVT? Just 1-1-1, right? And then you go mass Vikings, siege tanks, and Marines.
You are the biggest troll ever. As a Zerg player, I would assume that, if I were a Terran player, though,